on YouTube as well. So now we're dual streamed. Except mine's delayed, yours is live. One moment. Let's pull this up here. Hello everyone, this is Commander Trium. We're starting another stream this afternoon here in the Elite Dangerous universe with Space Muppet once again in dual stream mode. He's on Twitch at twitch.tv/Space Muppet. I'm Commander Trium at twitter.com/Commander_Trium. CMDR_TRIUM as in Mike. And to begin tonight, or this afternoon, I beg your pardon, we will, first of all, orient our video because it's wrong. There we go. And we're still wrong, and it looks like we have some significant lag coming off of Frontier at the moment.
Oh, he's got something else in his ship.
And we finally have loaded successfully. Of course, rotating on the screen right now, you'll see the Python, which is our current ship. We're at Whale Station, and my god, is the flicker ever terrible right now. Frontier needs to do something about this. It's a sign of bandwidth intensity being extremely high on Amazon's end, I've learned, and it is really terrible this afternoon, so sorry about that.
Let's
go to Starport Services. We'll have a look at the
That's quite nice, especially considering the fact he's blown right next to me.
Go to the shipyard.
Due to the fact I don't have any Olympus left, I need a station.
And we're just going to load up our Corvette, the FNS Generex. Oh my god, we're way down. Actually, I'm going to have to do some asteroid mining by the looks of it. Wow, this flicker is really intense today. See if I can't do something about that. No, there's nothing I can do about it. I'm running optimum bandwidth right now on my PC. This is all at Amazon's end. So, we've got Space Muppet online here. We've got a local Mamba in the station. Still need Starport Services active. Crew Lounge, please. Take our primary seat.
Okay, we're back to the station at this more Olympics. The great thing is about doing a bit of combat. I mean, yeah, fine, it's a lot more fun doing a bit of a crowd, but yeah. When you're on your own, you need Olympics. That way you can collect the proceeds on the destruction of the ships. I might even take out some party favourites just to get the spice things up a little bit. But I don't think I'm doing too badly with the ship at the moment. It's only got a shield of grade 3. Yeah, so it's not that great. But if I can smash into a rock at full speed, I'm trying to think what it can do when it's a grade 5.
You must have upgraded that class 3 shield quite a bit if that's only grade 3.
No, it's the shield boosters which are doing it.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. Because you got 8 slots. You got 8 slots on the ship, right?
Right.
The shield boosters, and I'm only using 7 of them.
Oh my god. Okay. See, I'm using heat sinks, and I need lots of heat sinks to deal with my thermal load. And because it's quite heavy when I'm in combat, especially, I'm outlaying a huge amount of energy trying to bring down enemy shields very quickly. Good God, what is wrong with this frickin' controller? This Xbox controller has a bent power lead, and it's causing it to vibrate and do all sorts of weird things. I did buy a new cable. Maybe I should go get it.
I'm going to fix this, you know.
This keeps up, I'm going to get the new cable. Okay, so where are you going? Where are you? You're in...
I'm off to station right now to get some more goodies.
You're at Shackner Dock.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just have a quick peek here. Oh, we're engaged. I'm going to move this.
As long as you don't keep it on the blue and always keep it in the orange, you will not overshoot. A lot of people don't know that. You get too close on the blue little mark on the accelerator.
Yeah.
Which is your throttle. And when you get too close, they take it off the blue onto the orange.
Yeah.
By that time.
It's not helpful. Let me just move this up. Okay, so Shackner Dock. EDSM.net. And I would like to find in the EDSM database stations. Well, that's unfortunate. Advanced search. Oh, for God's sake.
Okay, close to the station now.
What system is that dock in? You don't mind my
I
asking?
just came here for shits and giggles, to be honest.
Oh, it doesn't matter. Hang on. Wow, this is a really dumb search window. I don't like this at all. My own personal app search is better than this. By the way, I'm writing a piece of software called Solistis that searches API data. It's been kind of shelved for the past couple of weeks, but we'll get back to it in due course. Okay, so let's have a look at the...
I can read the messages now because, as you can see,
Yeah.
I also have it on my phone.
Yes.
If you're talking about this, I already know it looks like shit. I'm trying to get a curtain to on the back, or a sheet or something, so it stops it looking like an eyesore.
There are 2 of my wingmen logged in right now, surprisingly. And one of them I haven't seen in a heck of a long time. We are going to have to go say hello to him in a moment, because it has been much too long.
Okay, we have finally landed. Okay.
You're not in the Pleiades, are you?
What's that?
Oh no, never mind. Those are, it's where my wingmen are. I have to go to the Pleiades if I want to go chat with them.
Invaluable.
They're not. Dear God.
Oh, so that's worth 20,000. Also 9,000. 100. 200.
Whoa.
I'm going to buy it for that. Really? Don't worry. I'm better than that.
Huh. Okay, I'm just going to cut away for a bit here while I go have a chat quickly with these missing wingmen, and we'll be back.
Okay.
This is Commander Trium on standby. One moment. Okay, let's see if we can raise our friends. Come on, you bugger! Ugh. There we go.
Hey, Russ.
What's up?
So, why was I blocked like that? Any idea? Oh, wait a second. I'm on the wrong channel. Esk wants to talk to me privately. 1 second. Hello?
Hey, how's it going?
Is there some reason I'm blocked like this? Like off your
Yeah, I made a bunch of changes to this. You have to have a certain role to get into certain spots on here.
Oh, okay.
I've got Elite Dangerous, Warframe, Defiance. I've got all kinds of channels in here that you have to have a role for.
Yeah.
In order to get into any of, like, Spike's channel, Spike's realm, those things, you need basically his permissions. However, he won't set that up. I leave them alone.
Yeah.
The Squaddle's Playground basically open to everybody. Public use is open to everybody, but like the Elite Dangerous specific stuff,
Yeah.
it's usually you have to have an Elite Dangerous role for it.
Okay.
If you have no role, you have access to nothing. I did that for a reason a while ago because I got tired of basically when Dino was playing, he'd get drunk and belligerent, just take his role away. He could see he couldn't do shit then.
Okay.
He quit drinking since then. I think he quit playing those video games since then too.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, I just booted Marcus off my page, so
Oh, did you?
yeah.
You got.
He hasn't been playing in 2 months.
Oh,
He comes
okay.
into Discord once in a while. It's like, oh, I fucking got him off here. Everybody else in my channel now, I don't think will be too much of a problem with you.
No, I don't think so. I mean, I actually my roles have changed. I'm with FLC. I found my place there. So I'm doing missions for them. I'm
Well,
involved with
that's that.
Federal Liberal Command,
Oh, okay.
and that's Felicia Winter's group.
I'm actually grouped with her right now.
Oh, are you? Cool.
Yeah, just like get her damn weapons and then bail on that. And I think, fuck, I probably should have done it.
Well, I mean, I'm interested in the power play and some of the BSG stuff, so or BGS stuff. I beg your pardon. So
The power play's the only reason I'm with her
yeah.
for the weapons.
So
Damn it.
and there's
Oh,
there's also been some activity as of last week. I'm reporting for Sagittarius Eye. I'm one of the reporters.
Nice.
So yeah, no, I mean, I got off to a rough start here with some of the groups on Discord, but I mean, since that time, there really hasn't been any. Since Marcus's group, there really hasn't been any problems. Well, except for a very, very brief period with I can't even remember his name now. One of the content providers thought I was streaming to steal from him or something, and he got kind of pissed off, and no one really agreed with him on that, but you know, they're on his server and they've known him for years and they're all English and blah 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 blah. So
Yeah.
I just kind of went, well, whatever, and moved on, and I wasn't the only person I cared about in that group was Turgeon Starstone, who I still have in my contact list and who's still interested. Although it's summertime right now, he's not really producing any videos or logging in or doing very much. He's also had some home front calamity that's delayed a lot of his work. But he's interested in the software I'm writing, and we're still collaborating a little bit. So fairly happy with that. But nowadays it's all about FLC, Sagittarius Eye, trying to keep everyone happy, you know. And it's pulling me in different directions. I've got to spend some time today on some extra work. So I can't play Elite all day, unfortunately, as I'd hoped. But I finished some of the early objectives, and Sagittarius I noted the Marcus incident during my interview with them, and
They noted it?
they noted it because of the written material. They like to have experienced writers, which I am, but they wanted to see make sure that I could, you know. Right now, I'm having a bit of trouble getting a hold of them because they're all gone on the weekend. And again, it's summertime, so it's very difficult. So hopefully I'll be able to chat with them and figure out what my first assignment is going to be in the near future. But they don't want, they're a very neutrally toned magazine. Like, they don't want too much bias in one way or in another. I think that was the source of some of the questions about that. So it was noted, it was discussed very briefly, and they just said, well, we won't be writing about any of that stuff. We're not going to editorialize too much. And I was like, oh, okay, that's fine.
It's better off if you're going to do that. You need to keep it neutral and not favor or disfavor any player group or any individual players.
Of course. So
I can see where their viewpoint is.
Yeah, no, I fully appreciate that, and they will get the unvarnished truth from the perspective of a reporter. I've even had to set aside some of my in-game biases about Imperial contact, because FLC is very aggressive trying to fight off the Empire and some of its factions, and of course this leads to a certain amount of frustration, and it can lead in some cases, although it hasn't in my case, but it can lead to animosities between players, and which is understandable. I mean, it's in game, it's very competitive, and it's accepted. The Empire goes about doing things in a way that's very different from the Federation. The Federation has rules and policies. So does the Empire, but they're different. And it's
that's part of the in-game mechanics, though.
Yeah, and so exactly, and that's what the Empire is all about. The Federation tends to, from my perspective, it looks as if the Federation wants to have it more of its own way. So that when that you're playing in open play and that you're stuck there and you can't combat log and blah 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 blah, and other players don't necessarily honor that if they're neutral or Imperial, and that sometimes. But I mean, every person who's in FLC is aware of the game mechanics, of the rules that Frontier wants them to follow, and does so. So. I think in the end it all works out, but I've had to set aside some of those biases in order to sort of hopefully get access to some of the Imperial commentary and to make contacts in the Empire so that I can be a better reporter. So, all that's going on. And of course there's my paying daily job as well. That's going okay so far, I think. I did a demo, semi-successful demo. I'm hoping for an even more successful demo next week, or early the week after. And, of course, we're in a big rush to get product out. Let's see, my treatment is going extremely well. I had a bout in hospital the other night with a lower leg infection that is undergoing a week's worth of injection treatment. So I have a home care nurse that's responsible for, they were showing up every couple days. For this week they'll be showing up nightly just to do the stupid injection. Takes them about 30 seconds. They just don't want people shooting themselves up, and I mean, I have all the medication here. I suppose I could if I was really, ambitious, but I'm happy to let them do it.
It's a slightly different injection. If they're going straight into a vein, you're better off having a nurse do it, because if something happens and break a needle off in a vein, you can bleed out.
Oh yeah, you can, but I'm aware of certain nursing practices, safety precautions, certain pharmaceuticals. I won't go into too much detail there, of course, but suffice to say that the process to me is not alien, and I do have some experience, and I know what I'm doing to that extent. These are intramuscular injections, so you have to get into the muscle. and they've given me a giant needle. I mean, the gauge on this thing is way wider than it really needs to be for this medication. So that's kind of interesting. It's not like a horse needle or anything, but it's just a larger gauge syringe than would normally be the case. I did have an IV when I was in the emergency room, but the only problem with going back to the emergency room is that you spend 7 hours waiting there, because you're triaged in an emergency room situation. And while I was considered urgent care, I'm not emergency. And the night that I went in, there just happened to be a lot of emergencies, I guess. And there were people with broken bones and drug overdoses, and everything in the city basically that was going on seemed to be happening in that emergency room. So I had to wait my turn. I'm sure American hospitals are very similar.
Oh, I'm sure. I don't go to hospitals anymore, and I have to.
No. And this is one of the reasons why you spend way too much time in the waiting room. So, yeah, so it's been quite an interesting period. What have you been up to?
Went fishing the last couple days.
That's good.
Summertime, so I've been not as active online. I got another dog again. I got another lab.
Oh, yeah.
I now have 4 dogs.
Yeah, I was going to ask, how many pack animals are you going to get? You planning to move a sled full of provisions across the Yukon Territory, or?
I actually have a sled harness.
So you could actually go between.
I could.
You could go between
Do my dog up.
Yeah, do the Dawson Creek Fairbanks run.
Now, my last lab, I bought a sled harness for him, and I actually had them when my kids were little. I mean, they were 3-4 years old. I had him pulling them around. The dog would walk by my side and pull the sled.
Well, you know what you need if you're going to actually be serious about this Yukon Fairbanks thing is get a harness for and huskies.
No, that's what I have. I have a sled harness.
Yes, I know, but you have a husky.
No, I got labs.
Labs, yeah. Labs
I don't need huskies.
Labs are big dogs. They're quite strong, but I think huskies are more the workhorse of the north. But anyway,
Siberian huskies aren't much bigger than a lab.
No, that's true. But a lab is thinner furred, and I'm not sure they would take the temperature. I mean, in the winter time.
Labs have got they're basically, their fur is good for them to be in the water. And labs can tolerate cold weather down to about 0 degrees.
Oh, sure.
Below 0, it's getting to be a bit much for them.
Yeah.
Husky can be out there at 30 below and be fine.
Yeah. Yeah, lab. We've had labs in Manitoba, and we would let the dog out when it was minus 20, and she'd do her business and then want back in the house instantly. It wasn't waiting around.
No, it gets that cold. I'm not outside.
Yeah, so minus 20 is good enough. So I think it's colder on the Fahrenheit scale than the Celsius scale, actually, but.
Well, 0 degrees on the Fahrenheit scale is actually below freezing already.
Yeah.
Because on Fahrenheit, 32 degrees is freezing.
Freezing, yeah.
So 0 degrees is already 30 degrees below the freezing point.
Degrees Fahrenheit, which is much more finely graduated than Celsius.
The Fahrenheit scale is based on the freezing and the melting and freezing points for mercury, not for water.
Yeah.
Celsius is set up on water.
That's right. So, what do we got here? Where are you right now? I'm
in Solano. I am currently fighting scouts.
You're fighting scouts, eh?
Yeah.
Well, I could come there. I've got my Corvette. I'm within jump range of with give me about half an hour, and I could certainly be in the Pleiades ready to go. There's also the FLC work in terms of hauling, but none of it's high priority. The only problem is I have to do a certain amount of it to maintain my rank. I'm trying to get extra.
Well, I'd say probably going to do that because I'm just basically screwing around here. I'm going to get ready to go outside. I got to do some work outside on the truck and stuff like that.
Yeah, okay. That'll be...
So I won't be around for too long.
That'll be decided then. And it looks like Spike and what's his name, Mokimbo, they were greeting me on the hunt, in the On the Hunt channel, when I thought that's where you were. And then I actually looked and read what I was supposed to read and found out you were here. So I'll have to say hello to Spike another time. I think Mokimbo was the guy that I was trying to buy stuff from at one point. I'll have to see if I can't remember what I was supposed to buy from him. I got a new computer. I think I mentioned that before, though.
Yeah, you got a new one from work, so now you got a gaming computer and a work computer.
Yep.
Which probably isn't a bad deal.
No, I do want the newer computer is much more powerful. I'd like to see it have a gaming board, but we'll see how time takes us. I'm not going to do it right away. I also got a check yesterday for a gigantic amount of money from my former landlord who came through. So that was unexpected and positive, but all I've done is I put the check away. I'm not going to cash it right off the bat.
Well, you should, because checks have a time limit.
It's 6 months. I don't have to do it till next week, really, so I'm going to wait a week. I'm a little bit wondering what the hell, like, why did he come through with the money he did? And I want to see if there's anything going to happen, sort of in the next few days. So I'll wait a little bit. The other thing that's been going on is I found out I have a surviving maternal grandfather in my birth family.
Yeah, you told me that last time we talked.
So I did a seal. Let's see if I can find it again here.
No, I've already seen that. You showed me that.
Oh, I did.
Seal.
Okay. So that was done, but the actual seal product came in from China just like Friday of last week, before the weekend. So it took forever to get here. I don't know how, and the box was all beaten up, and it looked like it had been dragged along the bottom of the ocean for like the last 6 weeks.
Oh, it was.
Anyway, it finally arrived. The box is very nice. The inner box, that is, the wooden one. Very nice, protected everything nicely. Has the bevels that I wanted in the seal and everything, so I'm ready to go. I can write this letter and greet my my would-be 98-year-old grandfather. Let him know that the family line is continuing and that I'm still alive, and for the moment, still alive and kicking.
The family line ain't gonna go nowhere unless you decide to have kids.
Well, you see, unfortunately for him, he lost both children during his own lifetime. He's very long-lived, but he lost my mother in 2017 to brain cancer, and he lost she had a brother, who looked identical to me at age 16. Like, I saw a yearbook photo of him. And he and I looked identical at that point in our lives. The only difference was he had brown hair, I have red. That was the only difference. Otherwise, you couldn't tell us apart. And so what I did is I found out he had died as well due to an accident of some sort. And so this poor old man hasn't got any other surviving family. I think it's important to know that he's got a grandchild still around. So I'm going.
As long as he's still got his wits about him.
Yeah, he does. Reportedly, he's not wearing diapers or anything. He's just old. He's fairly healthy. So bodes well for my own longevity, at least. I think my mother's brain cancer was a freak. There's no history of cancer in the birth family, I found out, so that's good. Don't know who the father was. My mother never mentioned him, and if there is any information about my father, it would come from this grandparent, and I'm going to wait for him to volunteer it. But because I don't want to pry, you know.
Yeah.
He's already lost enough, and
He might not, until you introduce yourself, he might not even know you exist. You never know.
No, and I'm not going to make it the first subject of conversation. So I'm doing the handwritten letter on parchment. There will be a seal affixed, and then it will be sent off to my contact, my family contact, which is my mother's former best friend, who is only not her best friend now because my mother passed away. I mean, she died with her being her best friend. So
now, did you actually meet her before she passed away?
no, I had no contact whatsoever with my mother prior to her passing. Only
That's unfortunate.
it is unfortunate. The only reason I got in contact with this other lady from Steinbach, Manitoba, was because she noticed my post on my birth mother's obituary on the web. So I had done a thing saying, expressing condolences to any surviving family. The only other surviving family there is a sort of estranged half brother that I have, and I say estranged sort of in tongue in cheek because he doesn't know I exist either, I don't think. But I haven't really decided whether or not I want that particular part of the family to know that I exist yet. I probably will, I admit, but not just yet.
Well, it doesn't hurt to introduce yourself. I mean,
No. As long
now,
as
was this half brother? Was he adopted too then?
no, he was raised by a man that my mother subsequently married and then divorced because he was abusive. And unfortunately, my half brother was brought up, whose name is Reagan. Reagan was brought up in this sort of abusive environment, is my understanding. And he has a very, very serious temper of his own that he's coping with. And it has led to domestic involvements and some problems with the law. And I want to know him. I mean, I won't deny that, but it's a question as to whether or not it's something I can take on at this point in my life, right this second. It will happen, but maybe just not right now. I'm very, very busy right now. And
That's all you have then, is just his half brother then on your mom's side, and your grandfather.
And the grandfather, yeah, that's it. That's all that's left alive.
Now, I wonder if your half brother even knows of your existence at all or not.
Not yet. I haven't given consent.
I'm saying he might know that you exist. He just doesn't know you.
Well, I did send him.
If mom still raised him when he was young, maybe mom talked about it at one point or time.
My impression is not. She wouldn't have mentioned it to the. She married a fellow named Giesbrecht, and I don't think the Giesbrecht family, knew about me at all. And I don't think she wanted them to know about me at all. It would have just led to more problems. So that being said, I did send a Facebook message to this half brother at one point.